Correspondent Jessica Yellen, thank you. Now listen to this.
If you're trying to get to 2.4 trillion without any revenue, then you are effectively gutting a whole bunch of domestic spending that is going to be too burdensome and is not going to be something that I would support.
President Barack Obama drawing a line between himself and Republicans in the debate over spending cuts and raising taxes. The nation's debt ceiling has to be raised by August 2nd, as you know, or the government risks defaulting on its obligations. Well, but the president may have an advantage here that a lot of people are overlooking. Errol Lewis joins me now. He's a sitting contributor and political anchor for New York One. Errol, I know you think the president and Congress will cut a deal. Why do you say that?
Well, you know, if you look at some of the numbers, we're going into the final round of negotiations. August 2nd is getting closer, and the polls suggest that most people believe the president. He's got a 47% approval rating. That's not great, but Congress has got a 26% approval rating. The polls suggest that people trust this president rather than Congress on the economy. And then to boot, you've got a Republican leadership that's divided over their tactics. So they've got a pretty weak hand going into this last round, and it looks like they're going to have to give up the fight at some point.
All right, Errol, so if the president has won the battle for public opinion, how did he do it? Is it because Americans always want budget cuts as long as those cuts only affect someone else?
Well, I mean, look, this is how politics works. The president has the bully pulpit, the famous bully pulpit, and he has used it. When he had a midday news conference, it was covered by everybody. They stopped the soap operas and the game shows so everybody could hear it. Republicans came on a couple hours later, and not even all the cable stations carried it. You know, it's just a very powerful position, and he's a very persuasive guy. That's why he's president.
All right, we talked about this a little bit last week, but let's talk more about political pledges for a minute. We're hearing about a lot of Republicans who took pledges not to raise any taxes ever when they were candidates, and now their hands are tied, it seems. Rick Santorum, running for president, writes in USA Today that it's an honor to take these pledges because that is what a pledge is, an oath to honor our word. Is he right?
No, not really. I mean, there's a superseding oath, and that is to, you know, protect and serve the people and follow the Constitution and so forth. And the reality is, if any of this stuff was easy, if you could just do it by feeding a bunch of checklists into a computer, that's the way we would run the democracy. It's not nearly that easy. Well, for example, the famous tax loophole, the benefit for owners of private jets. If you close that tax loophole, are you raising taxes or not? That's the kind of thing that the pledges don't let you figure out.
Let's talk now about News Corp. Rupert Murdoch's empire appears to be teetering a little bit, maybe a lot in some people's estimation. Can any good come of this, Errol?
Oh, well, I think one good thing that came of it is that it shows the need for a diverse press. It was The Guardian, one of the rival newspapers to the Murdoch empire, that broke this whole story and set the avalanche in motion. And that's what you get. If you had only one news organization running the whole show, this might never have come to light at all.
Errol Lewis, thanks as always. It is official. The woman acquitted of murdering her child, Casey Anthony, is now a free woman. That report is next.